Internet, computer stuff, slow, choppy. I don't know what's going on. Of course, a day we have a guest. I'm looking at my phone so I can see what you guys see. Uh, good enough.
It's going to be one of those days. The solar flares have hit. The atmosphere is going to be burning apparently because our internet is down.
It's not down.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's not down. We probably got some farm weather balloon over top of us. We don't know about messing with stuff.
There is another balloon, if you didn't hear, that's over Hawaii, making its way here right now.
Are you serious?
Dead serious. Was on the news this morning.
No way. Another Chinese one, I assume?
Dad, they don't know. It's an unknown origin. So I'm thinking it's from the United Federation of Planets that are coming back in time to check us out.
Great. Fantastic. Well, hello. It is the Dennis and Andy Show. It's 5 o'clock on a Wednesday, 5 o'clock Eastern time. I'm just looking to see if my video degrades because I see the Wi-Fi did up there, but it doesn't look like it. I don't know. Oh, no, look, I froze. All right, well, we are going to make this work, and we appreciate you guys joining us today. Check out our review of the movie Sisu. We saw that last Friday. The reviews are up on both of our channels. So if you haven't checked it out, check it out. The movie, I can tell you this, it's fantastic. Dennis loved it. This weekend, of course, is Guardians of the Galaxy. So next week, we'll drop a review for that. Dennis won't be able to catch it probably until Monday. I'm going to catch it on Friday, though, because my daughter turns a whopping 20 years old on Friday. So she wants to go see that on her birthday, and it's her day. So we're taking her. It's also my half birthday. So I will be officially 25 and a half years old on Friday. You can send your gifts, gift cards straight to my email. That works fine. Half birthdays are just as important. So there you go. I know, I'm actually 30 and a half. I lied.
Wow. At least you got that half in there.
I got that half in there. So, what do we got here?
There's a lot going on. So let's say some high end. Looks like Marcus had some drama going on.
I know. Randy, hello. Randy is here. As always, nice and first. I click a button. It will eventually show. There it is. Boy, lag time on everything. Hello, Randy. I'm just going to give shout outs and not click names. Marcus, hello. JP Roca in the house. Saltwater Cowboy, hello. Here's what? Let's see. I will click on Marcus because I want to read this.
There is a serial killer at my son's school in Davis, California. Holy smokes.
Wait, what? You can't just drop something like that.
I know, Marcus, you're going to have to give us a little more. I hope everything's okay. You got to let us know about that.
Oh, look at this.
We were just talking about
Travis. Let's bring our guest in because we can get his opinion as well. But thank you for the $2. He says, are you excited about the comic Whoopi is putting out? Our guest today is Acevedo. I want to have him up there before I said it.
I know. Hello. Everything's just slow.
I know. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. So did you hear that Whoopi Goldberg is putting out a comic?
Yeah, man. I'm saving up my money to back it when it comes out. It speaks to my soul.
Yeah. Apparently Dark Horse. Yeah. Apparently Dark Horse is going to publish it. It's Menstruation Woman. What the hell's the name of it?
The Change.
The Menstruator.
The Change.
See, I like the Menstruator. That sounds tough.
That does. Hasta la vista,
baby.
Yeah. Honestly, I thought we had enough of that when Emilia Clarke put out Mom. I mean,
I forgot about that. Oh my God.
Yeah. Hello, John. Thank you for joining.
Guys, we got to step our game up. I don't know how we're going to compete with that kind of book. We're going to have to just level up now.
I mean, honestly, there should be a team up between this woman, Mom, that character, and Faith, and then you'd have all your bases covered. So, yeah, that is just blah. But anyhow, enough of that garbage. But yeah, we have heard about that. So,
It was funny, right before we started getting everything set up, yeah, we were just talking about that, and I was just like, of all people to write it, Whoopi Goldberg, and I'm, looking at the team behind it, I'm just like, well, because it's got Whoopi's name, there's probably a percentage of people who will run out and throw their money down. So more power to Dark Horse. I know they've lost a number of their licenses, so I guess they're trying to find something to generate some excitement. And apparently, the change is it.
Ugh. Just dumb. I mean, it's just like it's just so stupid. It is so stupid. And Dark Horse is basically, riding on the fact that it's Whoopi's name to hopefully get sales out of it. Because if anybody came up to him, and was like, yeah, I got this idea for a superhero book. Great. What is it? Well, it stars a middle-aged, ass-shaped woman. Yeah. Not light me on fire so far. What's the catch? She gets her powers when she goes through menopause. Oh.
So, the mom.
Right.
Which they just released last year. Oh, it's not. Oh, okay. Okay.
No.
I just wanted to
Unlike the mom, this is a black character.
It is a person of color. Yes.
That was a white chick.
I was just like, honestly, and guys, I just don't know what to tell you at this point other than there is a reason why we are putting out Kor-Drath and that Edwin is going to be putting out his fantastic book. And I think we should pull it up just so we can let everybody preview what we're going to show.
There it is. Raid of the White Leopard. This is the book that Edwin's doing, and we will get to it and talk about it. But first we like to always interview the guest, find out a little more about him for the people that haven't met you before and stuff. What's Randy saying here? Oh, if only the comments would pop up sooner.
Amelia Clark did armpit hair. Whoopi is covering menopause, and Eric Larson has a menstruating villain. Hard flow.
Well, there you go. They should all team.
Oh right. My God!
I think comics have peaked now officially. Yeah, they peaked.
I'm telling you, it feels like a current day X-Men comic book now.
It does. It does. And the link for Edwin's campaign is in the description below. It is also here in the chat. Thank you very much for posting that there, Randy. Really appreciate it.
So without further ado, Edwin, first time to the show. We definitely want to introduce you to our fan base out there. So we always like to ask about your origin story. So what got you into comic books as a kid? How'd you get into the industry? And just give us your origin.
Yeah, so basically I discovered comics in the early 90s, just stuff. I was going to a local grocery store, and then I saw a spinner rack, and I saw Spider-Man, and everybody knows Spider-Man, like that's one of the characters that always kind of breaks through. I've never seen a comic before until that time, and so I picked it up. It was issue number 4. I think it was Superior Foes of Spider-Man, something in that vein. It had Beetle, it had Sandman, had Hydro, all these villains trying to fight Spider-Man. And I loved it, man. It just kind of caught my eye. So I just begged my mom to take me back a couple weeks later. And then I saw the book that really changed my life. And it was Uncanny X-Men. I believe it was 283. I always get the number confused. But the cover is Storm against Bishop by the great Will Sportatio. And that comic,
yeah.
It took a hold of me, man. The way he drew Archangel, Colossus, Jean, just those characters just came to life. I had no idea what was going on in the story, but I knew that I needed more, and that's what kind of got me hooked.
283 was the first gold team or whatever it was.
Well, I was going to say I think it was 281. I think was the first the team up, the first new team when Bishop comes in and everything. Yeah, that was those were some good years for X-Men. For me, they would be my probably second favorite. I'm an X-Men guy, so I collect all the X-Men all the way to the original. And for me, Dark Phoenix, and most everybody knows that by now, is my favorite. But that run, I mean, when Wills put that out there and Bishop came in, and that was just some really fun times in X-Men comics.
Yeah, it was completely, like I said, it's life changing. It hooked me. Anything with X-Men in it, I had to get it, And then, through that, I discovered kind of a lot of other kind of heroes. I discovered DC. So I was like huge in the 90s, probably to about like 98, probably. It's kind of when I started kind of to decline for a couple of years. And then I came back in the early 2000s as a fan with Green Lantern Rebirth. Just that comic completely just blew me away. It kind of updated everything that I loved about heroes, had incredible art, an amazing story. I'm a big Hal Jordan fan. Watching him get his redemption back, get his swagger back, and seeing Ethan's art was just, it hooked me. For like 10 years. I followed DC heavy, and then I went back and captured a lot of back issues. And as far as like the writing side, my dream was actually to be an artist. I wanted to work for Marvel. I believed in the bullpen, all that kind of stuff, but sadly I never had the artistic talent. So by the time my senior year of high school came, that kind of dream kind of went away. But I've always loved comics. I've always loved creating stuff. I had all sorts of story notes, ideas, characters that I would create, in a little notebook that I had. And it wasn't until, probably like 5-6 years ago, once this kind of like new indie movement started, I discovered Zach. I discovered Ethan had a YouTube channel. I was like one of the first subscribers, like right initially when he started. So that's when I kind of discovered this new kind of movement. And it was really motivating because I met a lot of guys like Phil Diaz, Joe Ball, Sim, that all were creating their own comics, and they were doing it their way. They were hiring great artists. They were telling really cool stories. And that just motivated me to kind of like come up with something to kind of show my love and to show like something that I thought was missing from comics. And that's when I came out with the Ace. And, that's kind of started my career as like a comic book writer.
Oh, okay, cool. So I assume then you always enjoyed writing and stuff in your free time, or?
Yeah, like, I've always came up with story ideas and stuff, even though I didn't know exactly where it would go. I've always been a pretty creative guy. So the transition to actually kind of, once I kind of got a hold of like, how to write a comic book script, how to break down panels for artists, all that kind of stuff. And it took me a while. I basically worked on the Ace for like 2 years before anybody even saw it. Or like, so I worked behind the scenes for a lot of guys who were already creating books, and I got like feedback from them. I had like editors, like guys who were editing books, help me out, so I really kind of put my work in for a couple of years before even launching it. So by the time it came out, it was fully kind of, I knew that it was good, and I knew that, I could put it out, and then that, I could sell it and pitch it to people, from like an honest point of view. So that led to like Ace Volume 2, and then Bloodbone, and now we're here with Raider White Leopard.
So do you have, who would you say are your favorite comic book writers then?
I had a bunch. Like I said, Scott Lobdell was like a big one. Kurt Busiek was one. Jeff Johns is probably the biggest influence. He put out Director's Cut of Blackest Night. I think it was number 1. And it had his whole entire script in it. And I remember just poring over his script and his notes to Ivan Reis. Just pouring over that and be like, all right, so this is how you kind of write, and this is kind of how you deal with artists and stuff. And it was a great kind of, that was basically my guidebook for early part of Ace. Well, I was kind of really trying to bring up the script and everything.
Yeah, Oh, so Brian, what's up, brother? He says, go back this book, folks. Edwin is the real deal Holyfield, except he does not have a bite out of his ear.
Well, we don't know that.
No, I know better than
we are making assumptions here, folks.
No, it's, for people coming up wanting to get into the business, whether it be writing or art, it is a lot easier to find examples of what a comic book script looks like. You mentioned that director's cut. There have been other ones. I know there was a director's cut of one of the Avengers 500, maybe. I know Dave Finch did the art. I'm pretty sure it was Bendis that wrote it. And, there's so many books where they just, take a hot selling book and put it out just in the either black and white form or in just the raw pencils so people can see what that stuff looks like as well. So it's a lot easier for you guys. I mean, when I was coming up in the late 80s, early 90s, the advice I was told when it came to well, how can I get a script to work on, to try and do sample pages for penciling? It was basically, well, take a comic book that you really like, or no, take a like a B level comic. So you don't want to take X-Men or something, whatever was like top of the food chain back then. Take something lower down the rung, find like a 4 to 5 page sequence, and literally the advice was go through and write down a description of what's happening in every panel. And then after you do that, put the comic to the side, and that's your script, and then draw it from that script, because that's kind of like what you would get. You'd get the panel breakdowns because, I obviously, and I did that with an issue of Starman, where I described what was happening in each panel for like a 4-page sequence. So I had a script to work off of, but now you could probably Google example comic book script and find stuff.
Yeah.
So,
and there's so many director's cuts out there, like you were mentioning. X-Men's got them, Avengers got them. A lot of them do. They'll put out the main book and then they'll release a director's cut. So the first half of the book is the original, and then the back half, there's your script. That is really neat. That's not something they used to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jeff has like a real, just like accessible way of writing and describing stuff. Yeah, like I said, it was super helpful. Also, like I said, talking with guys who are actually creating books and doing a great job. So yeah, after that, I just kind of started taking all those lessons together and started doing a lot of different work. And over the years, like I said, this is my 4th book now. I've been part of other campaigns which I've written stuff for. So yeah, just I kind of feel finally comfortable in this kind of space now.
Cool. Brian brings up a good point. He says, I think it's so important that comic writers demystify the process for the people who are coming in behind them. It's such an unnatural way to tell a story compared to prose or even screenwriting. Yeah, I mean, prose, it's super different. Screenwriting is probably the best comparison out there, but it still is its own animal. And people, it's hard for people that are used to writing, short stories and novels and stuff to make the jump to comic book script writing, because it is such a different beast than, writing a novel or short story. So
you can't throw in all the descriptive flair that you would in a novel. And if you're doing a script for, film or TV, it's all action, based. So how does the action look? Well, here it's got to be a panel by panel, still shot, and the description and what you have to try and convey to the artist. It's a completely different animal. It's kind of unique.
Yeah. So how did this idea for this new project you're doing come about then?
Yeah, so I came up with this a couple of years ago. I was actually one of my dreams was to get published by a comic book company, aside from just doing my own kind of independent crowdfunding stuff. And I'm a big fan of Alterna and everything that they're doing. And they have this anthology series that came out on a Wednesday, where different writers and artists submit short stories. So I came up with this idea for this, the first kind of couple of pages of Raid, about a bunch of Vikings who get caught up in a storm and wash up on an island. And basically the idea is to introduce you to this kind of Viking story setup, and then it's got a twist ending on the last panel. So I pitched that to Peter, and he accepted the submission, and it got printed, and it came out on a Wednesday, number 18, with Kenneth Rocafort cover, which is one of the coolest moments of my life, to say that I have a Kenneth Rocafort cover in a
Hell
comic book.
yeah. Yep.
And I get listed in the credits with him and everything. So shout out to Peter. Thank you for that. Yeah. So you can
Nice.
see the first couple pages there. It's in newsprint and all that kind of fun stuff. And so yeah, I kind of worked on my other stuff, and then I came up with kind of like initial parts to the story, kind of introducing you to the island and its inhabitants, and kind of tying the Viking story together to create this one kind of big mystery piece. And it's really a lot of fun, and something I'm super proud of. And as you can see right there, the art is just fantastic. Like Avery Butterworth, who's the artist on this, just has completely just killed this. And every time I got a page, I would just like shake my head, be like, wow, this guy's out of control, man. So it's I'm super proud of it, and excited for people to see it.
Yeah, the art's cool, and I like it. I assume it's black and white like we see here, and I think that's cool. He's doing a nice job with the gray tones and stuff. How
Yeah.
did you find the artist, or how did you two hook up?
Yeah, I
for
was wondering
this?
if you were friends or how this came about.
I found them through Phil. Avery's work with Phil Diaz on Lost
Okay.
Pages. He's done the people stories. I was just really a fan of his art style, especially I actually own some of his original pages from the people. And I saw the detail and everything. When I kept thinking about this story, the kind of feel that I needed for an artist, I kind of like I reached out to him. He liked the pitch that I gave him, and then he sent me back some character designs and stuff for the Vikings. And once I got the character designs back, I was like, all right, this is the guy. Like he got it immediately. And he put so much detail
Nice.
into just like the character designs and armor designs and all this stuff. It just blew me away. And I was like, all right, I can't wait to see what he does with the pages. And you can see he just leveled up from there.
Very cool. Very cool. Let's see. What was another thing? I love that. I think that's pretty cool.
I do too.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Let's see. So you're going with Fund My Comic. So I assume you've done Indiegogo before, and now you're taking a leap of faith and trying out the new platform. What can you tell us about that? Because I know a little bit about it, but not too much. Are you happy with it so far? And
Yeah, Fund My Comic has been a great experience. I got originally, as I saw it pop up, I was kind of 50-50 on where I wanted to launch Raid, because it's been done for a little bit. So it's kind of weighing my options. And then, I saw an interview Luke did. He's one of the owners with Dillard. And, he described what he's trying to do. And, Dillard kind of made a big speech about like, people need to like be kind of the first on board and take a risk. We're always complaining. We can't just complain about being shadow banned and all this other stuff. We got to like look for other outlets. And I decided, you know what, he's right. So I put together Raid and everything. I could not give higher marks to Luke at all. I mean, the layout, first of all, as a creator, the layout for creating a page is super easy compared to Indiegogo, which I've spent weeks on just setting up images and cropping them and doing all this other extra stuff. I set up the campaign page in like an hour on here. It was super easy.
Really?
Just drag and drop images. It was super simple. Like it's
cool.
just a breeze. And then like anytime I had a question or anything, I could actually reach out to Luke and the guys, and they would get back to me with a real quick answer, and I don't have to track them down. I've had issues with Indiegogo, sending them 6-8 emails to close a campaign, so it hasn't been, even though I appreciate their platform, it's got its issues. So far with Fund My Comic, everything has been super smooth, and we're getting eyeballs on it. It's already got over $1,000 in a couple of days. So there are people backing it, and so far so good.
Cool. And Randy says Kelsey Shannon announced that he will crowdfund his upcoming book Shank on Fund My Comic, so that's cool. Kelsey's a great guy, and I'm looking forward to that.
Well, I'm looking at, if Fund My Comic is a good alternative, I think a lot of people are gonna look to it. So I love you guys are trying out new ones, because I think everybody needs to communicate and find what's the best outlet for for getting out great products.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's roll your video and check that out real quick.
Raid of the White Leopard, Book 1, is the story of a band of Vikings that get caught up in a storm and wash up on a mysterious island. Written by Edwin Acevedo, the writer of The Ace, with art by Avery Butterworth from The Lost Pages. Back it today on fundmycomic.com.
Cool. Nice voiceover there.
Yeah, shout out to Michael Beacon.
So tell us a little bit. So, okay. Who did it?
Mike Beacon. He's the creator of Seven Legions. He does a lot of audio stuff for his projects. Nice. He's always good about voices and stuff. I tried doing it. It was terrible. I was like, Michael, help me out. And he was kind enough to do that for me. So shout out to him.
Yeah, I had Dennis do the voiceover for Kor-Drath, and then people kept asking me why I had somebody that was mentally challenged do the voiceover. So I was like, okay, we just won't have a voiceover. So
yeah, it was better that way.
Yeah. It's like, Dennis, take the rocks out of your mouth. But that's just how he talks. That's how those Wisconsinites talk. So
yeah, it's usually we have cheese in our mouth, so that's why.
Mm-hmm. All right, so for $12, let's go through this stuff here. Digital PDF. Oh, how many pages is the book?
It's a floppy, so it's 20 pages.
20? Okay. Cool. So $12 gets you that. 15 and shipping gets you the actual printed copy.
Yep, it's a 5 cool. Shipping US. So it's a pretty, pretty reasonable compared to everything. And I actually set up a coupon code for anybody who signed up for the mailing list. So you can get it for less than 20 shipped. Which is, I think is pretty good deal.
That's cool. And I assume you'll be using a Gemini mailer and all that stuff. So that's nice.
I fulfilled 3 campaigns, so you will get your book. You know.
Cool.
Randy wants to know, you are shipping to Canada, and I'm assuming other countries.
Shipping everywhere. If you got an address and I can send it, it'll get to you.
That's right. Try Santa Claus in the North Pole, and Edwin will do his best to get it there.
I've sent books to Japan, to Ireland, all sorts of places I'll probably never sadly visit. So, you know.
Tell me about it.
I'll send it to you. It'll get to you.
Dude, I'm right there with you. Yeah. Places I'll probably never visit, but at least I know a little bit of me is over there because every book I touched.
You did.
A little bit of my DNA, no pun intended, on every book.
That's right. No DNA.
That's right. So $25. That's the 2 for deal. That's good. Save a little money if you want to get 2 of them. That's cool. Let's see. Oh, sold out. So what was that? Now I'm just curious because it's kind of hard to see.
3 sketch card bundles. I had one by Shelby Robertson, one by Joe Ball, and one by Brandon Diaz. I'll actually be getting up some more sketch card bundles. I'm just waiting to get some art. So it'll probably be up in the next week or 2. So stay tuned for that.
Nice. What is Joe saying here? Hold on. Cheese in her mouth kind of sounds like a Cowboy fan crying about losing their playoff games to the 49. Oh, you're so silly.
Oh, we got to finish it. This looks like inspiration from Lost Kingdom. There you go.
There you go.
And anytime you can rip on the Cowboys, it's a good show.
Better luck next year at the Niners, Joe. Okay. Are you a football guy, Edwin?
Oh, yeah. Broncos, man. They've been killing me the last couple of years.
Broncos. Oh, my God. What did you think when they got Russell Wilson last year?
I was so excited, and then my hopes died a slow death. The season was brutal. I've been a Broncos fan since like 91. And
wow.
It's been about as low as it's ever been. It's just terrible.
So, wait. How did you are you from there? Like, how did you become a Broncos fan?
No, actually, I was born in Puerto Rico, so I came to the U.S. And then I really didn't have any ties to anything from any other sports team or anything. I wasn't really a sports fan. And one day I was home. I was watching. I saw the NFL playoffs pop up, and I hadn't really watched much football, but I saw this little retrospective they were doing on John Elway. It's before he played the Oilers in a playoff game in Denver. And they did such a great job that I was like, I don't know who this guy is, but they just sold me on wanting to watch him win. So I watched the game, loved it. It went down to the 4th quarter. Elway hit a drive, field goal, Broncos win, they go on to the next round, and I was hooked in football ever since. It's
Nice.
incredible.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. How'd they do in the draft? Do you pay attention to the draft at all or no?
Yeah, they did well, but we didn't have any high picks or anything. So, we kind of took what was the best of what was left, but we probably won't know until preseason starts if any of these guys are really ready.
Russell is still the guy for next year, I guess.
Yeah, but Sean Payton, new coach, so I'm excited for that. If anybody can get Russell right, it's him. So this is make or break.
No, dude, I totally forgot about that. Sean's the coach. Yeah,
big year, man. Like I'm hopeful. Get the guys healthy, let them go, man. There's no more. Like I've had enough of these losing. Broncos fans are used to losing for like 3-4 years in a row, man. That's not all the fans are in Denver are even more like ready with the pitchforks. They're ready to storm.
Well, I mean, it pretty much.
Yeah.
Didn't it pretty much go downhill after Peyton left after the Super Bowl 50?
Yeah, they thought they had the next guy up, but he wasn't it, and it's been a struggle ever since. So,
yeah, my relatives are season ticket holders for the Broncos, and
are they really?
Yep. And I was like, when's the last time you went to a game? Yeah, we just sell the tickets, and they're just not worth as much now.
Yeah,
kind of like the Packers this year, probably.
Nah, I'm not going to say. We already did our pick, and we actually had a really solid draft. So just going to say, I don't think it's going to be the horrible season that you're wishing.
Wishing, praying, hoping.
Yep. Voodoo dolling. Yep.
Voodoo dolling.
Wait,
Joe Bernardo's saying, where'd Teddy Bridgewater go? I don't think Teddy's a backup, right? Wait, I don't know where Teddy is. Anyhow, back to this. Well, cool. So you're going to add some more of that later, you said. Oh, what's the next one? Hold on here.
Yeah, I said it. There were 3 of them. It was one by LB, one by Joe, and the other one by Brandon. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. And then some original art, it looks like.
Yep, 5 of those left. These are all the Viking pages. So if you're one of fans of any of the Viking artwork, you can grab a page. Like I said, beautiful work by Avery. Puts tons of details, the blacks, all that kind of stuff. But each page is definitely worth it. I think 150's super reasonable for like that kind of level artwork.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Sweet. And it looks like you're estimating shipping in November.
Yeah, that's if everything goes to hell kind of shipping date. Actually, all the book is done. It's right now. I'm just working on the proof. I got one back, but it wasn't up to the standards that I wanted, so I'm just gonna kind of re-upload some files and kind of get it right. So I'm hoping I can get it out by September, October. So, but November, if everything kind of goes sideways, it has a buffer. Like I said,
right? Because
so yeah,
it looks like you. So one of the differences with Fund My Comics, so you went with 90 days as the original. It looks like now. How does it work on this site? After 90, do they have like an in-demand like thing like Indiegogo, or is it just done, or what's the deal with them?
Yeah, I can extend it. I can put it as a store, but this is going to be a hard 90 because I'm launching Ace 3 in September.
Oh, okay.
So I don't want to have concurrent running campaigns. I'm not a believer in that. So yeah, this is going to be a hard 90, and then once that's done, we'll see kind of where it lands. But yeah.
Oh, very nice. Let's see. Joe has a question, which is, and I think you answered it. How much of the book is completed? You said all.
Done. It's all done. Like I said, right now I've just got this is the actual proof, that I got done. So.
Oh, like nice. Hold on. I'm going to full screen you. Hold on. There you go. Yeah, open that sucker. Is that the full book proof?
Yeah, full book.
Oh, yeah.
It just needs some work on some stuff, You got to go over and make sure everything's right. But yeah, it looks beautiful. It's got the drawn aces in the back, all that fun stuff. But yeah, everything's done. So like I said, just going to get the proof right, and then we'll be ready to go.
Very cool. Do you want to talk about the other campaign, the third volume of Aces you said you were doing after this? Uh-oh.
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Were you frozen?
Yeah, I kind of froze for a second.
Yeah, do you want to talk about the Aces book since we got you?
Yeah. So I put out the Ace Volume 1. It's the story of a young man who finds the remains of a shooting star and ends up becoming an armored superhero. So basically, we've done 2 volumes of it, and now volume 3 is coming, and it's gonna go off into space, and we're gonna meet different aliens and all this kind of fun, cool stuff. And I just cannot wait to really talk about it and start showing art and everything. Right now, all my focus on getting rate funded, and once I do that, I
Sure.
can kind of start to show more. But yeah, like anybody who's a fan of books like Dark Hawk, Green Lantern, this kind of stories about a young man learning how to be a superhero and kind of figuring out, where he wants to go in life. And it got all these cool themes in between, fighting giant talking alien sharks. So, you got a little bit of everything for everybody. It's really, one of my all-time favorite books was Dark Hawk. I think the first
Yeah.
25 issues were just like, I loved them. I loved that whole book. It kind of went downhill after that. But I think the Ace kind of captures a lot of what Dark Hawk was about. Telling stories of a young guy who is trying to do his best in this kind of crazy situation with superheroes and aliens and armor and powers and all this kind of stuff. So it's been a really fun book to do, and something that I hope to continue to doing for the rest of my life. This is something that I would love to just make an epic and just put out issue after issue for as long as I can. So yeah, look out for it's
Yeah,
coming.
I remember Dark Hawk. I didn't buy it when it came out, but I did within the past 5, 6 years, I did buy number one, um, because it's actually gaining some steam. And Dennis saw that I bought it. He picked them up self, number one, I believe.
Yeah, I used to get Dark Hawk, and then when I went through one of my purges, I got rid of
The Purge.
I purged out all my Dark Hawk, and then of course one of our buddies, Joe, he was like, "Oh, dude, Dark Hawk number one." I'm like, "Yeah, I got rid of him," and he kept for months and months, "Dude, you need to go back and get it. You need to go back and get it." I did, I did finally, but it was true. Andy had just gotten one. Joe had talked me into it, so. I did. I thought it was a neat character.
Yeah.
Like I said, I thought the first 25 issues, I think, is really where it was really hit a sweet spot. After that, it kind of lost its focus. But it's also always held a special place in my heart. I think we need more books in vein that we haven't really seen. It's part of the inspiration of doing the Ace in the first place, to bring that kind of flavor and that kind of style back. So it's been super fun. And like I said, I got like a lot of cool art, an amazing cover. And just like, I just cannot wait to share with people, but one thing at a time.
No, I hear you. I'm just hitting refresh for a second. Just Oh, nice, cool. Two
Oh,
more.
awesome. Hell yeah. Thanks, guys. Thank you
Very
for
cool.
everybody.
Thank you guys
In
for
the
that.
chat, say hi. I love to thank you.
Well, we always say, it's because of the chat and, because of the dedicated fans and stuff that allow all of us to do this crowdfunding thing. I mean, it really does seem to be, the way. God, it's so not trite, but it's so cliche to say the way of the future.
But it really is. I mean, every Wednesday is Funny Book Day. That's why I come over to Andy's to do the show right after I go pick mine up. My stack's at the comic book shop. I don't do Marvel and DC anymore, and it's all independents. But my stack of independents are going down. There are some good books that are put out by some of the small presses, but honestly, I spend more of my money on these crowdfunders because the quality and the love that goes into these are actually there, whereas the books that I pick up in there sometimes are really good, and a lot of times they're like, yeah, these are just monthly books we're putting out. It's the heart just isn't in it. But with everybody, not just in CG, but everybody who's putting out stuff like this, it's good stuff.
Yeah, it's really incredible. Like, I never thought that I would kind of make my 13-year-old me's dream come true of being a comic book writer, and
Yeah,
being able to put all these things out. And it's because of the chats, because of the people who are willing to support these books. And I know, like, speaking of the hardline guys, me, Phil, Joe, Sim, all of us are really pouring our heart and souls into these projects.
sure.
We're really going deep, and everything we put out, we believe in. We want to make it as good as possible. So, one thing we do, we fulfill books. We put out stuff that's quality, and thank everybody for supporting, and shout out to everybody else who's kind of doing the same thing, man. So it's great to see right now.
Cool. By the way, I dig the cover. It looks like, is the cover by a different artist, by the way?
Yep, covers by Donald DeLay.
Donald did it.
Yeah,
Okay, I thought I recognized the art style.
He did my cover for the Ace, so I wanted to get him back on something.
Donald's stuff is great.
Yeah, I only ever do one cover for anything. I don't do multiple covers, so usually I try to get somebody kind of special that people are fans of, that I'm fans of, to kind of do it. And then How Comics ended up doing the colors and the logo there, so shout out to him.
Very cool. That's cool, man. Everybody go check this out. Randy's been posting the links, which we really appreciate. So there's the link, and it is in the description below. It's a mighty fine looking book, 20 pages. Get on board with it. Help support another indie creator. Let me just remove this. So real quick, another couple questions where I always like to ask, what was the last good movie you saw?
Oh God. New one?
Yeah, it could be on TV. Maybe it was on HBO or Netflix or something.
God.
Hulu.
Is it God? Deadwood movie? Does that count?
Yeah, I guess that counts. Why not?
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. I never watched Deadwood, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's a fantastic series. It's a great close to one of the best series HBO ever put out. Probably the last good movie I've seen. Sadly, I've only seen terrible ones, which is kind of why I stopped. I can't. Hellboy broke me.
Oh God!
I just cannot.
So bad.
Feel your pain. Feel your pain.
Oh God! I like David Harbour too, but man.
Yeah, it's just that Ant-Man 2, all these just terrible superhero movies have just kind of broken me. So I've kind of just taken a step back and be like, I'm gonna just watch my classic movies. I've been watching like a lot of stuff with Vikings in it, just to I've been in that mood. So 13th Warrior, huge fan of. The Vikings TV series, the first couple seasons is great. That's kind of the more kind of zone I've been in. Nothing new. I don't really trust a lot of these new movies. I hear good stuff about Mario though, so maybe I'll take a shot with that.
But, Mario, man, that thing did I see that it broke $1 billion?
Yeah, it's at Disney Records now, and I was gone. We were at a show, but my whole family went and saw it without me. They all loved it.
Wait a second.
They said it was good. The whole family, both sides.
Did Susie see it?
Yes.
She did?
Yes, they all saw it. I'm the only one who hasn't
really?
seen it,
and they really loved it, huh?
Yes.
Oh shit, I didn't know. I don't think you told me that.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, no, I heard. I got to be honest. The trailer just didn't really hook me, But now I'm hearing all this stuff. I'll probably still wait until it's on TV.
Yeah,
I don't think I'll go to
stream it, but I'll definitely put it on the list. I need something good to watch to take away. That Hellboy movie still haunts me, man. Like it really messed me up. I was like, this is one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life.
Yep. I just watched the Pope's Exorcist, which is out in the theaters right now. Russell Crowe, and it's really good. I was surprised. I thought it was just going to be another horror exorcist movie. He's very lighthearted. It's a serious topic and what goes around. Very well done. I may wind up, if Andy doesn't watch it, I may do a solo review on it.
Well, so Edwin, we usually go see a movie Thursday night so we can do a review Friday morning early and, put it out there. And when I was talking to him before he came over today, he said him and his wife watched it. And I was like, I guess we're not seeing that tomorrow night. Thanks for taking that off the board.
Plenty of other movies to see out there. The Holyfield movie, that actually looks, Foreman, George Foreman movie, that looks actually pretty good. And hey, I'm just saying, Guardians of the Galaxy, there might be a little hope. I've talked to a couple people that got the pre-screeners, and they said it's great with a great send-off to the characters. And I'm like, wow, we potentially could have a good Marvel movie? What?
Fingers crossed.
Right?
Yeah, but the thing is, that doesn't surprise me because it's by the same crew, not just actors, but James Gunn and stuff that did the first two. Where you look at Ant-Man and the Wasp, and I believe the first and second one were the same writing team, weren't they?
I have no idea.
I thought they were, but then the third one wasn't. Third one was a different director, and yeah, the third one just kind of really, so.
So what was your other question for him?
Oh yeah, what was the other one? Now I'm trying to think. I can't remember. You know how my brain works. You probably have one.
Yeah, well, we did. We always ask if you. I always ask which was the first comic book you ever got, but you said that right away, so that's cool because it was Spider-Man.
Yeah, love Spider-Man, 90s Spider-Man. Married Peter with MJ. That doesn't get better than that to me. Like Marvel has lost their way with Spider-Man, in my opinion.
Yeah. Do you collect any comic books, weekly books now, monthly books?
No, I did grab the first 2 issues of Exo Manowar by Liam Sharp. I'm a huge Liam Sharp fan. Dev's Head 2. That was one of my favorite kind of weird, funky 90s books.
Dev's Head 2, really?
Dev's Head 2, man. Love Dev's Head 2. Like, I had the action figure, all that. Like, so
there was an action figure for Death's Head? I never knew that. I didn't think it did well enough. Yeah, I know the book because I'm a big Liam fan too.
Yeah, actually, I did get this. Speaking of Liam, because I'm a big fan and supporter. I got his new Star Hand.
Oh yeah.
So looking forward to that. But yeah, there's not much. Most of my stuff is really crowdfunded books that I get every once in a while. There's like an artist that I support, and I'm behind this stuff. I'll dip in, but for the most part, I like to support fellow creators. Sure. I haven't been able to back as many books right now just because I'm in campaign mode. So trying to save some funds. But once I kind of get raid done, I think I'll be able to kind of back some more books and looking forward to it. A lot of cool stuff out. So
yeah. Oh no, I hear you. And speaking of cool stuff, Randy posted the link. Very much looking forward to Dale Keown's Pit Omnibus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I must have. I don't know. I used to have them, but now all I have is issue 1 and the 2 trade paperbacks. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting that just so I can have all nice 21 issues. So that should be cool. But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff out there.
We have on a guest just about every Wednesday, and we get to see all these new projects. And sometimes I've heard of them. Sometimes I'm like, well, how have I never heard of this before? And it's good that we're all out there supporting each other and, trying to show it, because there are really a lot of great projects that are out in the crowdfunding world right now. And honestly, I will take almost any of these crowdfunding projects over what's being put out in the mainstream comics shops right now.
Yeah, I've been pretty happy with most of the stuff that I've gotten. I can tell, especially as people have kind of learned to put out more comics, you can see the quality has gone up. So, it's something that I think if you haven't backed one before, take a shot, try one and see if it kind of fits you. You have all sorts of different styles, all sorts of different genres. There's a little something for everybody right here in the crowdfunding space. So, go check them out.
Yeah. Hey, that's what I was going to ask too. So, okay, back to football real quick. You like the Broncos. That's AFC. Do you have an NFC team or no?
No, I really just mostly stake with the Broncos. And, there's definitely, I used to be a fan of Emmitt Smith. So, the Cowboys doing well for a while, but ever since he left the Cowboys, I've never cared for them again. So, so stuff like that, there's always going to be a player that you like and just kind of, all right, he's cool. He's on the NFC. I don't have to worry about him. But aside from that, all these teams they can lose for all I care. Yes, well, my Broncos.
Yeah, now you got to worry about the Jets.
Yeah, just gotta. Every year the division gets harder and harder. The playoffs get harder and harder. That's why like I said, I'm really looking forward to this year. I need the games back. I need to get the bad taste out of last year. So.
Oh yeah, are you in fantasy football?
Oh no, that's
no,
too much.
no.
get away
we
from
are.
me, man. I honestly turn me into a psycho. I can't deal with that. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm one of those people. If I
Violent.
get into it, man, I'll be going nuts. Like that's all I'll be doing. Forget comics. I'll just be trying to take people down my fantasy. No.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's funny. That's funny. All right. Well, before we wrap up, let's hold on where it is. So we've been talking to Edwin Acevedo about his new project, Raid of the White Leopard. If you like Vikings and all-out action, you'll probably dig this book. 20 pages. It's a single issue. Check it out, guys. Support this campaign for sure.
Then this is book 1 out of,
Yes.
do you know how many?
Yeah, it's 3. This is the beginning. Book 2 is the middle. Book 3 is the end. It's kind of one big epic story told through these 3 issues.
Okay.
So,
Fantastic.
So then will you rotate, like you said, after this is going to be Ace number 3. So then after this, would it be back to this?
No, after Ace 3 is going to be Bloodbone number 1 with me and Joe Ball are putting that out. It's going to be insane. So yeah, like I said, I got 3 projects, so it's a lot to take in right now. So,
Yeah, dude, you're juggling, but you're a writer. Writers can juggle a lot easier than artists.
You know, I pay for a lot of this stuff ahead of time. I don't count on crowdfunding to pay for it after. So
Right.
You know, my days are filled on my regular day job, my 9 to 5, and then if I get like a day off, I can stream and do kind of certain stuff. But my time is pretty limited.
No, I hear you, brother. Well, before we go, of course, we will touch on Kor-Drath, The Reckoning. That is the campaign Dennis and I are doing. I was working on pencils to a page today. Got it all ready so I can start slapping some ink on it tomorrow. Kor-Drath is 76 pages. Ball-busting, barbarian, bombastic action. Kor-Drath's tribe was overrun by legion, I tell you, of the undead. And now Kor-Drath is out for blood, along with his sorceress/girlfriend, Adriana. They're going to find out. They're going to unwrap this mystery and find out who is behind this. If it kills him, it won't kill him. That's not a spoiler. We're not killing the main characters in the first book. Or do we? You'll have to read it and find out. We usually save the video for the end, but, while we're all here hanging out, let's just play it. Let me get the sound going here. That will be brand new video. See, I can talk over it while we do it this way. Brand new video by our pal Nick. He does videos for Graham Nolan and Aaron Lopresti as well. Great guy. Great job. Oh, see, they slaughtered his tribe. I wasn't lying. He's pissed. Uh-oh. Oh. Ooh, balls of fire. Great balls of fire. Cool. Oops. No, you don't put the blade in. You're going here. Stop it. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. You can read the first 8 pages on the campaign page. You can go to Kor-Drath.com. These links are in the description below to read the first 11 pages. Why aren't the first 11 on this page? Dennis asked.
Do I ask? No, because I already know the answer. You can only do 8 pages that we put up front on Indiegogo, so anything else has to go on your own webpage, which is what we did.
And one of the pages is a little bit saucy, and we don't need to get a hit because of it. Let's just say this book falls into a mature rating. After a hard day questing for his tribe, Kor-Drath and Adriana blow off some steam. We'll just leave it at that. Kor-Drath.com. Click on interior pages to see those. We've got 5 different covers to choose from. We've got you can get the limited edition Lilith trading card that was only available two people that signed up early. But now, if you really want the card, $5, it's yours. We'll throw it in your order for obviously no extra shipping. We've got, there's the main cover. So much stuff is on this page. Let's see. There is the homage cover to Conan #1. And of course, we've got, there's the Bud Root cover. We've got an oversized artist edition. So if you really enjoy looking at original art, just poring over, it's like holding the originals in your hand. That's what this oversized artist edition is. It's a hardcover. It features all the interior art, all the covers as well. So you can check it out and get a feel for holding an original. And more importantly, Dennis, what is that?
Why? After you read the book, you can go back and play the game. Yep. Actually, guys, update. I just brought in and got to show Andy. We role played it this weekend. My beta test of the module. This is my retro original 1980s Dungeons and Dragons style module, which is going to tie in, actually kind of be a prequel to the comic book. So you get to play a lot of the characters. It expands on the universe that we're creating within the book. And it's turning out, really nice. We had a lot of great feedback after the session this weekend. So I just printed it out and going through the proofing and stuff, but it is there.
It's coming together. Get yourself the Kor-Drath t-shirt. It's so heavy metal. You could go to a heavy metal concert. Iron Maiden, Queensryche, whatever. You wear this shirt, people will be like, Kor-Drath, what band is that? That's how metal this shirt is. And of course, buy cover A, the one I did, and get yourself the Kor-Drath Lilith t-shirt with art by the fantastic Bud Root. There's something for everybody, guys. Go check it out. Even a beanie. Bald guys like me need these things. We've got 4 stretch goals unlocked. The Kor-Drath playable character card, the Adriana character card, the Shattered Reach map everybody will get, and the Lilith character card is unlocked. That's right, we are actually over 80,000 because we did run a mirror campaign on another crowdfund site, and you take that total with this total, boom.
We are only $57 away from 84,000.
Look at that. Just
That's
$57 awesome. Away. That could be one of you guys watching if you have it back.
Thank you, Randy, for doing that fast math before. I love it.
That's right. Randy's great at math. Me, not so much. But I make up for it because I have stunning model good looks. I turned down being a professional model for men's magazines because I want to draw comics so bad.
And make money.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it was kind of weird. The guy wanted to take pictures of me in his shed in his backyard. And I was like, I don't know. This seems sketchy.
Well, his wood chipper's in there. It makes sense.
That's true. That is true. You give up one career for another. What are you going to do? And then the next playable character card is the Necro Knight. He gets unlocked at 90,000. So, guys, please check it out. Back Edwin's book as well. Next week, we are going to have on Christian Blatt. He's been on the show before. He does a podcast called The Blackcast. He's going to come on. We're going to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy with him. He already saw it. He's got good taste, so he told me it was fantastic. So if it's not, we're going to have a little talk.
I'll be curious to see. He and I don't always agree, which makes for a spicy episode.
That's right. What do we got here? Brian Singer again, Andy? Of course. Go check our messages. Joe, I got the notification. I'll check it when we're done, unless you want us to check it while we're streaming. That would be odd. So we'll check it when we're off here. Edwin, thank you for joining us. Any parting words for the audience?
First off, thanks for having me on. It's a fun conversation. Thanks to the chat, everybody who backed the book and has shown love and supported it. Yeah, so if you're a fan of Vikings, you're a fan of action, some adventure, some mystery, I think you should check it out. I think, something I'm super proud of. I think the artwork on it is next level, and I think it's going to be a really fun project. And it's just a start. It's only going to get better from here. So thanks, guys.
Yeah, you got it, man. It's been good talking to you. If we don't talk before, and we probably will, at least online, Go Broncos. I can say that because my team is in the NFC.
I can say that. I do have a soft spot for the Broncos in a way. Elway beat the Packers one year, and that was sad to have the Packers lose the Super Bowl. But I guess if you're going to lose it, John Elway would be the guy to lose it to.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's a
also
historic Super Bowl right there. That was crazy.
Yes,
one
it
of the
was.
greatest games ever. Yeah.
Funny thing.
Appreciate it.
Dennis also said in regards to his virginity, if you're going to lose it, John Elway's the one to lose it too. And on that note, we will catch you guys next week. Bye bye, everybody.
Live long and prosper.
Peace.